Hi, so in this video I'm going to demonstrate setting up the development environment for your Mac. So to begin with, you need to go to the developer website, so go to developer.android.com/SDK, and that will take you to this opening page, and it will recognize the operating system that you are using. So you can see here I'm working on a Mac, so I have the option here to download Android Studio for Mac. Now before you go ahead and continue on with that, you might want to take a minute just to check and make sure that you have the correct system requirements. So this is going to jump me down in the page, and you can compare your system setup to the requirements that you need here. So you have to have at least this established on your computer before you'll be successful in installing the Android Studio and SDK tools. So I'm going to come back up here and go ahead and click on the link to download it. We have to read through the terms and the conditions. So I've done that, so I'm just going to click that I agree, and then I can go ahead and download. Okay, now this is going to put this more than likely in your downloads folder unless you've set it up to go someplace different. So now we have some additional details in here about our setup process. So next I'm going to go through these steps to set up Android Studio. So it says launch the DMG file. So I'm going to open up my downloads folder. And in here is the DMG file. So I'm just going to double click it to launch it. It's going through verifying. Takes a minute. Okay, and then we drag the Android Studio into the applications folder. So drag and drop into the applications folder. So it's going through copying. Okay, and next we open the Android Studio and follow the setup wizard. So I'm going to open applications. Here's my applications folder. And here's Android Studio. So I'm going to double click that. Okay, so we get this warning that it was downloaded from the internet. Are you sure you want to open it? So I'm going to click open. Okay, and you can import your settings from a previous version of Studio. I'm just going to say I don't have a previous version, or I don't want to import my settings, so I'm going to click OK. Now before I go any further, there is a message here that says, if you have some security settings that might be blocking you from opening Android Studio and installing it, you go to System Preferences. So let me pull up my System Preferences just to show you where that is. Right, so in System Preferences, Security and Privacy, and it says Allow Apps Downloaded From, and if you just had the Mac App Store, you may not have been able to go through that. Mine said also Identified Developers. So if I wanted to change that, it's going to ask me to authenticate, so put in my computer password. Then you could change it if you had just Mac App Store to App Store and Identified Developers. Anywhere, you could do anywhere and then install it, but then come back and change this back to either the App Store or App Store and Identified Developers, so that you at least have a little bit more security built in there. So I'm going to lock that up, close out of my System Preferences. All right, so now I'm going to come back to the setup wizard. So it goes through our steps. We'll click next. Let's just do the standard installation. So we'll click next. Gives you all the details, what we're going to get. You can see we're going to get the SDK Platform 6.0, the different tools, platform tools. So pretty much the basic things that we're going to need in order to get started. So we'll click Finish. Right, and let me pause while this goes through the installation. So as it goes through all of this is what we end up with. And then I can click Finish. And then we have our Opening Studio Quick Start Setup Wizard. So that's the basics of creating and setting up the Android Studio on your Mac. We will have a separate video that will demonstrate getting started with a new Android Studio project.